there was a stream on the front page of Twitch for no reason that had a furry. So you guys, it's time. You might not like it, but it's time. It's time to learn who's really on the internet. So, I think most people know who furries are, what furries are, and that's how it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But
True.
Have you heard of Cubs? Well,
like the baseball team?
Well, you know what a lion is. What do lions have? What are the kids that lions have? What do you call kids that lions have?
Wait, hold up. Is it this? So it's a baby furry in a diaper?
Well, there it is. Need I say more? I would prefer not to. Fetish content should not be on Twitch, and to the extent that it is, it should be 18 plus verified users. The fact that this was on the front page probably isn't a proper noun, but we're going to do this anyway. Front page is either a testament to how morally rotted or absolutely retarded the Twitch product team is, moderation team is. Okay. Yep, there we go. I think that pretty much settles it, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Yep, seems good to me. This is a fetish within a fetish. This is a meta level fetish.
Okay.
And I said fetish content should not be. Yep, seems good to me. This is a fetish within a fetish. This is a meta level fetish. And I said fetish content should not be on Twitch, and to the extent that it is, it should be 18 plus verified users. The fact that this is on the front page is either a testament to how morally rotted or how absolutely retarded the Twitch moderation team is. How do you know this? I know about the Holocaust. I didn't do it.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened?
I know team is. How do you know that? Morally rotted or how absolutely retarded the Twitch moderation team is. How do you know this?
Did he have a viewer moment? Thank you.
I know about the Holocaust. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
You gonna try and play those games with me? Shut up. Everybody knows this.
I love that Asmon is just getting fed up with people too. It's actually great.
If you've been on the internet as long as
this happens so much. You just have like somebody who just fucking has some kind of cheeky comment like this. It's just like, shut the fuck up.
As I have, you know this.
Saram.
I'm sorry. This is just what happens. It's bad. Yeah, talk your shit. Yeah, what a stupid thing to say. I did not. You need to pay better attention. You've got to know these people, right? And what's the demographic? You dropped your gay card. Oh, wait, really? No, I didn't. Okay, so it gets even better. Baby Furcon. And then this is the person, obviously, that it actually is. And again, if you want to do and make fetish content on the platform, you know, Baby's last stream until after Baby Furcon. You know, Baby's last stream until after Baby Furcon. Oh, man.
You know, I actually kind of like, I feel like on this specific topic, my take is kind of aligned with Asmon's in that I honestly don't care what people do in private. Like, whatever you do, like, between, like, consenting adults in private, I really don't care. Like, you do whatever you want, right? I'm not involved in that. I shouldn't be involved in that. I don't want to be involved in that, right? But when you start doing this stuff, like, in public, And this is like the problem with like just kind of like degenerate stuff. Is just it's like doing it in public is like a whole different thing. But is this in private? No, this is on the front page of Twitch. What are we talking about?
I get that it's fantasy and it's just consenting adults. But bro, this shit is so fucking weird. Like, stop. Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing? This is so weird. In my opinion, like, this is more inappropriate than actual porn. It's just really, really weird. I don't know why it's like, if you want to do this, that's fine. But Twitch needs to come up with a reason why they thought this would be a good idea to be on the front page.
Yeah,
borderline pedo shit. It is. It is borderline. I mean, I'm not saying. There's part of me that wants for me to say baby fur con should be short for baby fur convict. Okay, like that was the first thing that came to mind whenever I read that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But like, what I do know is that it's really fucking weird. And you need to stop broadcasting your weird borderline pedophile fetishes on Twitch. Stop it. This is so weird. And Twitch needs to just totally fucking never...
Like I'll give you an example, right? So like people like at home, right? Like you can like wear less clothes at home. In fact, you can like even be completely naked, like walking around in your bedroom, and nobody gives a shit, right? But like when you do that in public, then it's a fucking big deal, right? Because it's like you're just being weird in front of other people, I guess, is the way I see it. Actually, have you guys seen the ICE protest? Have you guys seen it? The one where they all went naked on bikes? And they were fucking going, they just had like fucking dongers hanging out, like biking around the ICE facility in Portland. Yeah.
Or support something like this. You should never support this. Like it's gross. Even if you don't think this should be illegal, and I'm not even saying it should be illegal, right? A lot of people would say it should be. I'm not saying it should or it shouldn't be. I'm reserving judgment. I haven't thought about it enough. It's certainly fucking weird, though, right? I can think of somebody that needs a shock collar. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I already thought about this. I don't think it should be illegal because, like, as long as it's between consenting people, and like it's not leading to people getting like. Oh shit! Hold on. Fair enough, bald man. Fair enough.
I guess so, right? And there it is, guys. There's a time and a place for everything. Yes, there's a time and a place for everything. This isn't the time or the place. The front page of Twitch is not the time and the place for you to have your borderline pedophile furry fantasy. It's not.
Go back to speak. No, because I was okay. So, if you say that whatever happens like sexually between consenting adults, as long as it's done in private, doesn't matter. If you say that they can do whatever, then like you have to reconcile that with like, do you think they should be able to cut off? Do you think they should be able to kill each other? Right. So like, I'll explain like my line of thinking. So, do you think that they should be able to do what they want sexually between consenting adults in private, and no matter what it is? And if you say no matter what it is, that's an absolute statement. So you'd have to go like as far as possible with it. And then if you don't use it as if you don't use it as an absolute statement, then you're gonna have to explain why, the reasons behind why certain ones are okay and certain ones are bad, right? And it gets really complicated there. But anyway, so if you think that they could do whatever, like you could go like full libertarian on it, like, well, then can they, because this would be like the full libertarian like perspective would be like, well, they can do whatever they want, right? Because it's between two consenting people, they can do anything they want. Well, what if one of them wants to be killed? What if one of them wants to be literally choked out while they're getting fucked? Like, what if that's like what they want? Then you would have to be like, well, because obviously I think everybody here is thinking like, of course you shouldn't be able to do that, right? But then now you're like, why do you agree with the other thing but not with this, right? And then like, and then so you say, well, permanently, they shouldn't be able to be permanently hurt, they shouldn't be able to be permanently they shouldn't, killing is off the table. Well, okay, well, what about if one of them wants to have their arm cut off in the middle of it? Or what if one of them wants to get a lobotomy in the middle of it, just like, to go like full, because what if one of them wants to be like a full bimbo and they want to get a lobotomy? And then like, now it goes into like that entire thing as well. So that's why that's what I was thinking about, by the way, when I was silent for a second there. I took it all the way to the maximum, like what's the worst thing? And then I started saying like, well, no to that because of this, but then this other case isn't involved. This other case doesn't fulfill those requirements. So I was basically going through like an entire flow chart basically while I was quiet in my mind of this entire thing.
Art. Go back to 4chan.
And then I realized it was too complicated to like say in a short way, and that it would take more thinking than that, and it would require me to write things down. And then that's why I said fair enough.
And stay there, please, for everybody's sake. There's a whole ass Twitch team for like-minded, age regressive.
But people can get crazy body modifications legally. Yeah, so like you would have to, right? You'd have to go through the whole philosophical process of like why one of them would be bad and why the other wouldn't. Like, why is like piercing your ears okay, but then say you want to like cut off your leg or something, right? Why is that like bad? You'd have to like consider like these things, right? Because what's really the difference, right? I guess it's a difference in degree. Well, if it's a difference in degree, then you're going to have to explain why the difference of degree is what matters. You're going to have to explain at what level the difference of degree matters, and like why you're going to have to justify that philosophically. Right? Ear is not disabling, quality of life affecting, and leg is. Yeah, so okay, so in that case then, if the person says that oh, they're fine with it, like what, like I guess the argument, and this isn't my argument, I'm, whenever I think about things, I always think about what my opponent would say. Does that make sense? How are you doing? Thank you for the surf. Yesterday's a lovely surprise. Yeah, no problem, Cam, dude. I'm glad you had a good one, man. Yeah, I usually talk about like kind of philosophy and politics at the beginning, and then I play games at the end of stream. Yeah, basically every time I think about an issue, every time I think of an issue, I always think about it from also thank you for the follow. Hamtaro is peak. Hamtaro indeed is peak. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs as well, Hamtaro. Thank you. But thank you, Majestic Squire, again. Thank you. I always try to think of it in terms of like what my opponent would say. Like if I had a discussion with somebody, what would the other person that is against my position, what would they say? But yeah, then you would have to argue the degree, or so like then the argument would be, well, if it's life altering, right? If it's life altering, and then the person says, well, it doesn't matter because I have a lot of money. I have a lot of money and I can afford like an automatic like electric wheelchair, and my house is fully compliant and I don't go outside anyway. So then would you say, is it actually life altering to that person? To the point, like for what reason is the life altering thing bad? And like in a vacuum, like would it be bad? And you would have to like make that argument, right? Well, the argument with kids is really easy. It's that kids aren't capable of making like the proper life decisions, long-term life decisions. So then you would basically just say they're incapable of understanding the ramifications of what they're doing, therefore they should be protected specifically. So the child one is really easy to handle. This one is a little bit harder when you're like dealing with adults. You should look up Scottish surgeon Dr. Robert Smith, who cut off 2 people's legs because they have a type of body dysmorphia and did not want their legs. So would you say that that kind of a thing would be a cosmetic thing? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, would that be a cosmetic thing or not? Right? And then if you said that it would be, then isn't piercings also cosmetic? Isn't that also like injuring the body for cosmetic reasons? Do you see what I mean? Like, and even if you could say, well, it's just a piercing, it's not that, but well, isn't it still the same thing? Right? Like, isn't it still the same thing, like on a, because then you could say like with the legs, so well, there's a societal impact. Well, what if we took away the societal impact, and is it still bad? Do you see my point? It's not permanent. I guess that would be a good argument, because with piercings, they close up, right? If you take them out, right? I actually don't like piercings either. Yeah, I don't either. But what I'm saying is, like, when you consider, thank you so much for the sub over on Kik Houdini. Thank you. When you're trying to consider these things, it is important to think through both the maximum and the minimum. Yeah. The problem is, this stuff is really hard from like a secular point of view to make an argument against it. I think almost every argument against it would have to be from a moral point of view, which would then require religion. And this is the reason, by the way, I'm not libertarian. Because libertarianism has no defense against this stuff. Like, almost no defense. I don't know, maybe I'm just not that good at it. Perhaps like Mentis would have like a better argument against it, but like for me, I don't know the argument for it. Right? Because like from a libertarian point of view, if a person has enough resources to not be on the public dime, shouldn't they be able to do whatever they want with themselves? Right? Like, if a person wants to like cut off their legs because it makes them feel better, then like why would you care from a libertarian point of view? Does that make sense? Why doesn't libertarianism have a defense against stuff? Because it's like because libertarianism is mostly like rooted in like freedom and like property rights. Right? And like, I guess you would say that like you own your own legs, so you can do whatever you want with them, right? Yeah, maximal autonomy. Yeah, exactly. So what would be the argument against a person that wanted to cut off their legs, right? They need mental help not to have their delusions affirmed, says Jimothy. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, who are you to tell them what that help is? Well, again, I'm not making my own, guys. I'm not making the Leaflit argument. I'm considering a libertarian argument. I'm arguing from that point of view. Does that make sense? I don't want you guys to misunderstand me. I'm not saying this is what I believe, but I'm working through counter arguments to understand why I believe the thing that I do believe and like where it comes from. Let's see. Rift Dragon says there's no argument. As a libertarian, I believe that it'd be nice for them to get the right therapy, but honestly, I would care less what someone does with their own legs. So as long as it doesn't affect me, I'm happy. Yeah, and see, I think that's the difference between libertarians and conservatives. Is conservatives, I guess, do have a sort of idea of imposition on people's freedoms, which is true. As long as my taxes aren't paying for it and their future medical expenses because of it. Yeah. Says chaotic. Yeah. Maximal libertarianism has compatibility issues with objective morality. Well, yeah, because objective morality would be from religion. Therefore, maximum freedom is not the most important foundation, right? So for libertarianism, the most important foundation is property rights, like autonomy and freedom, basically, right? So like here's one thing though. Libertarian is actually not incompatible with pro-life, because you can then say that the person who is being born, the person who is like still in development is like their own person, and your right to like your autonomy would kill that person, which would rob them of their life. So like there's you can make some kind of argument there, right? But for other things you can't really make an argument. Like again, like if a person was like, well, you know, again, we'll use the legs cutting off situation. A person's like, I want to cut off my legs. Well, who are you to say what they can or can't do? Right. Whereas a conservative who uses like objective morality coming from Christianity can say to you that I actually don't even know what the argument would be from that perspective. I'm gonna just assume. I'm gonna make a kind of overarching statement without any proof, basically. But an example, if you will. The example would be, well, God says that that's bad. Does that make sense? Oh, your body is a temple, right? Right. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Libertarians support like self-isekaiing. I mean, like, I suppose you'd have to. I mean, I'd like to know what the argument against that would be. I actually don't know. I don't really, like, I'm gonna be real, guys. I don't really have a libertarian friend to argue with. I had one. I had a libertarian friend, but he's not libertarian anymore. So, in fact, he's gone kind of like more authoritarian, honestly. Like off of he used to be libertarian, and he's gone like kind of more authoritarian. He went from you should be able to do whatever you want to like, I don't know, like I guess things happened in his life and like he saw the state of the world and he came to the conclusion that people are too fucking retarded to like come up with their own decisions, and that that basically like if you're retarded, like if you're like not if you're an incapable individual, you should just have no freedom, basically. Like you should just like you basically smarter people should be making the decisions for you, which is, yeah, more authoritarian, right? Anyway.
Little space mission statement to grow a streaming community of like-minded age regressive or ABDL. I'm not looking that up.
What?
I'm sorry. We're never gonna know what that means.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm going in. Oh, he's gonna say it? He's gonna say it? Okay. All right.
I'm not looking that up. Of expanding those that want to feel accepted and represented through the format of the team. Well, maybe what they can do is they can have all of the 30-year-old streamers that are trying to fit in with the 20-year-old phase kids. Maybe they can join this team too, since they also want to be age regressive. We'll strive for acceptance, understanding, and supporting kindness and love to one another and the world around. Was that too much? And the world around us.
He's gonna say what it is.
I googled it. Don't. ABDL, adult baby diaper love. Do you remember what I said about how all artists aren't furries, but all furries are artists? Do you remember when I said that? I did say that. So, what is happening? It's time to go deeper. Yeah, I live as an adult baby. That's not gonna watch that one. Okay, I think it's time. Yeah, this reminds me of, do you remember in the Avengers?
Wasn't there like a thing where there was a person that was, there was a person that specifically Wasn't there a person that was like pretending to be like a baby, and then they had like some actual adults like adopt them, and like they were basically like feeding them in like a high chair and shit like that. And they were like pretending they were like a little girl or something like that. Wasn't that a thing? I swear I saw that somewhere.
2, Age of Ultron, when Ultron was on the internet for like 3 seconds, and then he decided that the only way forward is to kill everybody.
Wait, what?
The internet, the Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, when Ultron was on the internet for like 3 seconds, and then he decided.
I watched Age of Ultron. I watched that. Yeah, that did happen.
The only way forward is to kill everybody.
I remember that.
Like, what do you think the odds of that are? I understand. Yeah, guys. I don't think the good guys won that one, okay? Would you ever come to a furry convention? Sure. Yeah. And like, obviously, like, I mean, I think being a furry is kind of ridiculous and it's silly, but I don't hate furry.
What, guys? I've never known the answer to this. What is a furry exactly? Like, what does that mean exactly to be a furry? I don't think dog fucking is it. I don't think it's zoophilia because they don't actually fuck like animals. They want to fuck each other dressed as animals, right? A humanoid animal with fur, it's a fursuit? Yeah, but what is it exactly? Is it just like you like Tony the Tiger and like Sonic the Hedgehog or something? Like Bugs Bunny? So is it just like an identity where they just identify with a specific animal? It's like an OC basically, but then like the OC is a tiger or something like that. Some kind of fursuits are supposed to represent themselves. Dude, you know what I thought about getting? I thought about getting one of those anime masks. You guys know those anime masks? I saw like I saw Nyaru had one, and I was like, if I ever go to like a convention with people, I would want one of those so I don't have to look at anybody in the eye, you know? Yeah, Naru's is pretty good. Yeah, I would totally want to do that. Like if I had to go to a convention. I don't think it's something I would do like, you know, in like on my own, but like if I had to go out, like I feel like that's what I would do. If I had to like go to a convention and meet up with people.
I have friends that are furries. I genuinely do. Yeah, I have a friend that makes fursuits even. We went to high school together. He's one of my best friends. And you know,
I wonder how much they cost. I actually follow like a there's a streamer slash YouTuber that does that stuff, and I've been like watching their stuff because it's really cute.
I was really happy that he's doing well. And so that really that's the truth. And so I'm a very yeah, Emmy. Yeah, that's who it is.
I wouldn't want one that like I would want just like a neutral looking one basically.
No, it's actually Tectone. But anyway, I don't know. This is weird, and I don't think that people like this should be posting it on a platform where there's young people, right?
Man, that was an abrupt end.
But anyway, I don't know. This is weird, and I don't think that people like this should be posting it on a platform where there's young people.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is the big issue, is that there are a lot of kids that use Twitch, right? So like, them seeing that like on the front page is like, I think it's really bad.